Hey guys, how's it going? Mod Archie here to bring you a quick look at the death update coming to Old School RuneScape this week. When you die, most items will move to your gravestone, which appears roughly where you died. If you died in an instanced area, such as a private Kraken room, the gravestone will be placed outside of it. The same goes for God Wars. The gravestone is available on every equivalent world, so you don't have to remember which world you died on. And it'll remain in place for 15 minutes, counting down only while you're logged in and actively playing. It also pauses if you become inactive, so players who struggle with their connection won't be at a disadvantage. On arrival at your grave, you may be asked to pay a small fee, depending on the value of what it contains. Most items, especially newbie kit, don't accrue any fee at all, and there's a discount for iron accounts. You'll be able to loot them from a few tiles away, which may help in a dangerous area, and combat won't force its interface to close. Now, should you die again while you already have a grave active, your items will be sent to your existing grave, though any food or potions in the grave will be dropped on the ground beneath it and remain there for a long time. But what happens if your grave expires? Once your grave expires, it sends its contents to Death's office. Entry to Death's office can be found conveniently near each respawn point. To retrieve your items back, you don't need to pay all cash. Death's coffer allows you to sacrifice items which will credit you with 105% of their GE value. This money cannot be withdrawn as cash, but it's a good idea to throw some in there just in case you do die. And Death won't accept cheap items. Each individual item has to be worth at least 10,000 coins. Now, of course, none of this applies to Ultimate Iron accounts. While it may feel odd to exclude that mode while other players experience a change, due to their methods of holding items, it would affect them disproportionately. Aside from that, places with special death protection issues such as the Theater of Blood, Vorkath, the Volcanic Mine, and the Hallowed Sepulchre will be left alone. Their fixed fees and unlimited collection duration will still apply. The one that will change, however, is Zulrah. This doesn't currently have a fee, nor the menu for choosing what to retrieve. It will get both as part of this update. However, the fee will only be charged once you've got a Zulrah kill count of at least 50. Also, Ultimate Ironmans will continue retrieving the items from the Priestess as they currently do, with no menu or fee. Now, this can all be a little overwhelming, so we felt it might be best to show you a few examples. Now, depending on whether you're Skulled or using your Protect Item prayer, these things will vary, but for the following examples, we'll assume that the item is not one of the protected ones. So here you have a handy list of examples. Looking at the Ancestral Road Bottom, this will go to the gravestone because it is tradable, and in a PvP death, of course, it'll go to the PKer. Scrolling down, we can see a 50% Darok's axe will go to the gravestone without breaking, and as we already know, the PKer would get this axe, but it'd be broken. And also worth noting, bonds will be automatically protected. So there you have it. That's the new death mechanic summed up very briefly, and if you're still finding this a little difficult to follow, stay tuned, as next week we'll be publishing a more in-depth guide. But aside from that, we'll thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.